Welcome to Bad Movie Brothers. I'm Eric.
I'm Chad.
And this time we did not watch a movie. Instead, we are going to rank all 25 of the movies that we have watched up to this point.
Ugh. It's a lot.
So how did you prepare for this, Chad?
Well, I did some research. I did some Wikipediaing again to make sure I remembered certain things. I watched snippets of shows.
Oh.
First time I've done so. They're great, by the way.
Oh yeah, you like the show?
Yeah, I do like the show.
You like the show you're on?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I probably did 3 separate rankings, and then a fourth one to kind of combine it all. I started with the bottom 10, top 10, and then did the middle, and then I eventually came up with the list.
And I would say I would agree with you. It felt like when I was ranking the movies that there was a group of movies that were obviously the best movies. There was a group of movies that were obviously the worst movies.
Yep. And
there was a group of movies I did not really care about.
Right.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, for sure. Now, first I ranked them. And then I went back through every episode of the show.
Sure.
I did not watch them per se.
Right.
But I went through, and every time we had a clip of the movie, I watched the clip.
There you go.
So I could remember the movie.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, and also I need to edit all those out so I have them ready for this show.
I'll say the first couple times I ranked it, I just feel alone.
Right. I ranked it on feel, and then I did research, and then I, without even looking at that ranking, re-ranked it, and some stuff changed.
Understood.
Yeah. Well, I think so. We've talked about this very little because, of course, we have.
Yeah, and I'll tell you one thing: my worst movie never changed.
I think my worst movie might have changed.
Okay, well,
but it was definitely a movie that was at the bottom, and I think we should start at the bottom.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is we have created, folks, 2 completely different lists.
Right.
And we're pretty much just going to fight about it.
That works.
Because what are Bad Movie Brothers if they're not fighting about something?
You got it.
Yeah, that was the first 21 years of my life.
Longer than that.
Oh, shorter than that. You weren't born for a few of them.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
We're both right.
Yeah. There you go. In the middle. That's where it lies. So, Chad, what is your worst movie we ever watched?
Here comes a visual aid.
Oh boy, a visual aid. Return to Boggy Creek. Return to Boggy Creek. That is not, to my mind, the worst movie we ever watched.
Okay.
I mean, it's down there. But to my mind, the worst movie we ever watched was Karate Cop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, why?
Because Karate Cop, to me, of all of the movies that we've covered on the show, reached a level of unprofessionalism and confusion that made it, to me, barely a movie.
I'm sorry. The fact that you could barely see the screen in Return to Boggy Creek when the hurricane's happening, you don't think that has unprofessionalism written all over it?
It does, but as you'll recall from back when we talked about Return to Boggy Creek initially, I sort of like it.
Why?
Like, I wouldn't say I like it. I don't know. I'm somewhat charmed by the children.
No.
I'm somewhat...
See, here's a theme in my list.
Yeah.
Annoying children gets you a bad grade.
I enjoyed the child T-Fish.
Ugh.
Grandpa, how much can this $20?
And I liked there's a character in that movie that is a guy who cannot fish as well as the children.
Right.
And he hates them for it.
One day I'll beat you fishing. One day I'll beat you good. You and your secret formula.
And I enjoy that. The Return to Boggy Creek, we should mention, is a movie about some kids and Bigfoot.
Yeah, during a hurricane.
Yeah.
Where you can't see anything.
Whereas Karate Cop is about a guy who knows karate and is a cop for about the first 5 minutes of the movie,
Yep.
and then spends the rest of the movie trying to take down Chuck Norris.
Now you see, there is the reason why it can't be the worst movie. Chuck Norris is in it, and he's like full of chest hair. There's a lot of mustaches. It's like 1970s cops. It's great.
And like you make a compelling argument there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. Let's do this then, I guess. I think we need to move up to what our next worst movie is.
Okay.
Because I don't think either one, like, I don't think that you're ready to call Karate Cop the worst movie.
I'm certainly not.
I'm not ready to call Boggy Creek necessarily the worst movie.
Oh, well, is it in your worst movie?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I have it at number 20.
Okay. Well, I have Karate Cop pretty high.
Really? How high do you have Karate Cop?
All right. So Karate Cop, I won't tell you what number, but spoiler, it's in my top 10.
Whoa! Whoa! So just by the law of averages,
Yeah.
Karate Cop is hanging around somewhere in the middle,
Sure.
whereas Boggy Creek is somewhere near the bottom.
Correct.
That's fair. Okay, so my second worst movie
Okay.
was Rollerblade.
Oh. Okay, my second worst movie.
Mystery of the $1 Million Hockey Puck. You have it at
Again.
number 24. I have it at number 22.
Okay. See,
So we're pretty close on hating the movie about a couple of Canadian kids trying to get a hockey puck full of jewels.
Yeah. Again, annoying children,
Yeah,
and I so wanted it to be sudden death, and it wasn't.
sure. And it's also like inscrutable.
Right.
Like there's no telling what's going on at any point in that movie.
Yeah. Not the best Canadian movie we saw.
Certainly not. Certainly. So I'm going to pencil in $1 Million Hockey Puck between like 23 and 24.
I think that's right. I think that's right.
But Rollerblade.
Oh man, see the doll action, the puppet action alone puts it higher than second worst.
The traitor is dead as you wished, and there's one less member of the Roller Patrol. Now where's my fee?
Not so fast, Hunter. I have another job for you.
You see, whereas again to me, like much like my feelings about Karate Cop, this is a movie that is just so poorly put together. And also so confounding in that it's a movie that's largely about roller skating, knife-wielding nuns after the apocalypse, fighting a puppet, as you said. Actually,
Come
now
on.
that I say that,
You didn't have more fun than second worst movie we saw. You had less fun watching that than other movies.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
That was hold on. It
Yeah.
wasn't super fun, but it was not less fun.
You're right. You're not wrong. It is more fun than $1 Million Hockey Puck.
That's right.
You're not wrong about that. Well, where?
And Boggy Creek.
That's fair. Well, I had it at 24.
Uh-huh.
Where do you have Rollerblade?
Oh, it's not 21. 21. So
Okay,
it's
so
not too far.
not too far off.
Yeah, but it wasn't worthy of second worst in my book.
That's fair.
Definitely bottom 10.
Yeah, that's
Anywhere
fair.
in the bottom 10.
Right. We're definitely like out. Karate Cop so far, our biggest discrepancy,
Yeah.
for sure.
You had chest hair going all over the place
Yeah,
at
but the
Karate
movie
Cop.
is so boring.
Yeah, well, see, you got to get on double speed, man. It's so much better.
But we're not judging these movies based on if you watch them at double speed. That was not the authorial intent.
But the action going on in Karate Cop, way better than where you had it.
I don't know. I'm not sure that I agree with that. I like the scene where they're drunk and fighting,
You sure?
but that's about it.
What do you think?
I'll get you back in the please.
And I'll give you 5
Oh,
grand.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Still, we're getting a sense of things.
Yep.
What's your third? What's your 23? Time for
Hands down, one of the worst movies we watched.
Certainly, but it has a couple of things going for it.
Yeah, Pirate Fabio.
Certainly one, it's campy as hell.
Yep.
So it's kind of fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
2, it is short.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not sure it's a movie. I think it's
It's
commercial.
definitely not a movie.
Yeah, and this is Bad Movie Brothers.
Yeah.
I didn't put it as the worst, but it had to be near the bottom.
But it's short, so it's easy to watch.
Yep.
As Fabio, it's cosplay Fabio for 30 minutes.
Yeah, he does a lot of cosplay. The problem is, some of the cosplays didn't make sense for the story they were telling, like the end when it was like black and white and like 1920s, but it was futuristic at the same time. And the conceit of her writing the stories, and then all of a sudden he's alive and her husband was, I couldn't handle it.
No, I mean, and all of that stuff I find amazing. Now, that said, we're
Sure.
not super far apart again.
Mm-hmm.
I have a time for romance at 18.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Well, it's still bottom 10.
There's a lot of other things I'd put way in front, I should say, of A Night for Romance that you're not.
You're not wrong. Well, I'll tell you my third worst.
Okay, please.
Black Eagle.
Whoa, man!
Yeah.
Again, a JCVD. You're putting the stars down. Why are you doing that?
Because listen, the muscles from Brussels can only elevate that movie so much because he's barely in it. Like when he's there, it's fine, but the rest of that movie is a boring slog of watching Secret Agent Sho Kosugi sightsee through Yugoslavia or whatever.
That's right. Secret
No.
Agents.
Yeah, they don't do anything.
There was good chase scenes and stuff in there.
No, there's a terrible chase scene in it.
Again, spoiler, top 10.
Top 10. I feel like you are overvaluing the stars.
That may be. I won't. I will spoil that in the top 10. There's a back-to-back JCVD double take.
Listen, and I've got a JCVD movie way up there too.
Yeah.
There's one we can absolutely agree on and will. But for me, I cannot cotton. Black Eagle was almost my bottom movie.
Man, I'm willing to give you that Black Eagle might be mid-range, but it's not this far down. There's other movies that need to be behind Black Eagle. What are you doing?
I am being true to as Shakespeare said, to thine own self be true.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. But I think you're wrong.
What I appreciate is our complete this is an adventure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're taking the action and just poo-pooing it.
No, I'm not, because I love action. What I'm poo-pooing about Black Eagle and Karate Cop is their lack of action. Is that those movies are boring.
There was a 30-minute fight scene in Karate Cop, I'm pretty sure.
It's never 30 minutes.
Oh.
No. Are you talking about at the end?
Yeah.
No, that's done in like 5 minutes.
All right. Agree to disagree.
I understand that when you're watching it at double speed, it's hard to tell how long it would actually last.
That's right.
Now my 22 was Mystery of the $1 Million Hockey Puck.
Okay.
So what was your 22?
We've covered that one. My 22.
Night of the Twisters.
How do you not have Night of the Twisters much farther down?
I have it at 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
You have that in front of what we just talked about.
Yeah, I do. Because Night of the Twisters to me is it's fine.
It like tried to be Hocus Pocus, but it wasn't.
What?
Nowhere near.
It tried to
like-
be Twister.
Remember the beginning of Hocus Pocus when it's just the kids messing around before all the witches and stuff and the bullies?
Oh,
That's what Night
was,
of the Twisters
was it not just the Halloween season as we're taping this? I watched Hocus Pocus like a month ago.
Yikes.
Hey, the wife had never seen it.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
So we had to take a visit to Mr. Thackeray Banks.
Thackeray. Thackeray.
Thackeray?
Oh, no. Uh-uh.
That's right.
Bad.
That's right. I thought it was fine.
Fine
It's not
isn't
good.
good enough.
There's a lot bad about it. The science is reprehensible.
What is that? Okay, let's go. Grab that window right there.
You had more fun watching Night of the Twisters
Yeah.
than you had Karate Cop or Black Eagle.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Nearly as much fun as $1 Million Hockey Puck.
Way more fun than $1 Million Hockey Puck.
Okay.
Well, by like 5 spots.
Yeah.
By like 5 spots.
Your bottom is suspect at best.
As is yours, sir.
Thank you.
Please,
I'm glad
and I will
that we agree.
thank you not to talk about my bottom on cable television.
That's all I do. Anytime I'm on cable television, talk about your bottom.
Aw. Thanks. Hey, any press is good press.
That's right.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So what? Your 22 was we have. First, it's worth noting we have solidified nothing.
That's right.
Yeah. What's your 21?
We talked about it. Rollerblade is my
Okay.
21.
My 21 is Night of the Warrior.
Oh man. I think you're into my mid-range, I have to think, with that one.
Okay.
Let me look.
Okay, you look it up while we remind folks that this is the movie that's sort of like Roadhouse if Roadhouse worked at an artsy strip club.
Yeah, and he takes pictures of homeless guys and
And ladies without their permission with a weird video photograph camera.
It's only one night.
I've heard that before. I mean, it is always. Do you mind?
Did he just take a picture of you?
yeah, that was I didn't 14 for me. 14.
Okay. Like so what am I at? I'm at
I was
21.
21. Yeah, so 7 different. That's all right.
That's not too bad. We can reconcile that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I like that movie because it was strange. Like there were strange things happening in the strip club. I like that. There was some stakes involved. It drew me in. It drew me in more sort like I didn't care about the twisters in the house and the old lady and all that.
I mean, that's terrific, but I also didn't care about any of the characters in this. There is some bizarreness in it. Like there
Yeah.
are moments of absurdity. Like when they're beating up the Roadhouse guy, Lorenzo Lamas.
Yep.
Not that he's in Roadhouse, just that he's like Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. When they're beating him up, and so the main enforcer is playing saxophone outside.
Yeah, see, I totally forgot about that, and that was awesome. I'm justified in
Right,
my
but that's 3 seconds of awesome.
These movies are 3 seconds of awesome. You have to rely on that. They're not great. What are you talking about?
We might have just stumbled upon a good alternative title for this show.
Yeah, find the 3 seconds of awesome in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's about.
All right.
Tell me the 3 seconds of awesome in Night of the Twisters.
But again, if we're averaging the movie, like Night of the
No.
Twisters is like by and large just here. Like that movie's at like a 4 the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Whereas there are moments in Night of the Warrior, very brief moments that are like a 7,
Yep.
but most of that movie is like a 2.
Yeah, but when those 7s come, you go, ooh.
Right, but when you average it out, you still only get up to like a 3, 3.5.
That's fine, but I like the oohs when rather than sitting there watching Night of the Twister going, oh, the whole
Right,
time.
right,
There's
but-
nothing that gets me out of the oh.
Right, but I'm watching Night of the Twister going, But I'm watching Night of the Warrior, two nights, by the way, 2 nights. I'm watching Night of the Warrior going, oh my God. And then occasionally, wait, what?
Awesome.
My number 20 was Boggy Creek.
Okay.
Have we talked about your 20?
No.
What's your 20?
I'm conflicted in this.
Okay,
Oh, look out. There's a cat.
sure. Why
Okay.
It wouldn't be Bad Movie Brothers. Thunderground. For someone who has spent this
Yeah,
whole
I know.
episode
Action, I
harping
get it.
on me about the action and the stars and stuff.
See, that's the problem. It needed to be the story about Jesse Ventura's character rather than the main character.
First, you will be brought in secrecy to an arena of my choosing. Second, the referee. There is no referee.
Who's gonna call the fight if you break the rules?
Third, the rules. There are no rules.
I have Thunderground at 13.
All right. All right.
That Thunderground to me, it was the very first movie we did,
Yep.
and I found it largely being the center of things. It's kind of a bleh movie.
Mm-hmm.
This one about a homeless guy that fights his way through America to fight Jesse Ventura to the death.
Yeah, and he's joined by like a homeless girl the whole time.
Right, who is alternatively like his daughter figure, his manager, and then ultimately his romantic interest.
Yeah, because for the first half of the movie, we think she is a he.
We think she's a he for about 4 minutes at the beginning of the movie.
That's fine.
All right. So that's such a middle of the road movie for me
Yeah. Yeah.
that I've got it
All
right
right.
in the middle.
Yeah. See, it just upset me that it wasn't about the cooler character.
Sure, but that's true of arguably 90% of
most-
these movies.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
That's I could certainly say that's what upsets me about Black Eagle.
Sure.
What is
Sure.
going on that this movie stars Sho Kashugi?
Yeah, and let's be honest, not easy to rank the bottom half.
That's fair. It's
Anywhere after 12 or so, it's like you can move 13, 14, 15, 16 into any jumble you want. You can move 20 to 25 in any jumble you want.
we find ourselves, folks, in the position of polishing turds here.
That's right. That's right.
And you know, the difference from one to the other is negligible.
At best.
At best.
Without doubt.
Without any doubt. I would say this to you right now.
Okay.
For the sake of argument, for the sake of getting this show on the road,
This show is on the road.
I would be willing to call Mystery of the $1 Million Hockey Puck our worst movie.
That's fine. I'll take it.
I'm putting it down. Number 25, $1 Million Hockey Puck.
And I think it's hard to.
This is a paperwork intensive episode, folks.
It's hard for me to say that Rollerblade would be next because I had a lot of fun watching it.
I hear that, and so I will be the bigger man. I will agree to Return to Boggy Creek being the second worst movie.
I think that has to be it. And in the spirit of all that, I would say Rollerblade's probably the next.
I would agree. So that means Mystery of the $1 Million Hockey Puck, number 25. Return to Boggy Creek, number 24. Rollerblade, number 23.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. Should we? You see, I'm reluctant to jump to this top of the list because I feel like that's going to be easier like that's going to be more whatever.
Well, the top 3 I think are going to be similar.
I thought you were going to rip the Band-Aid off right there.
No, see, but within the top 5, there's going to be some personal choices that I don't think you'll agree with. Definitely within the top 10.
Sure. Well, and Ditz.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think what we do.
Yeah.
I'd like to jump to number 15.
Whoa! You want to get to the middle?
Yeah, let's go to the middle.
Okay, so is not the middle 13?
Sure. Well, I was gonna say because we're at 19 now. I was gonna say we go to 15.
All right.
And then we count back.
Okay. What's your 15? What's your 15?
Let me get to it. Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
I made visual aids.
You mean you made visual aids of the graphics that I painstakingly put together?
That's right. I don't know how to do that stuff. You do. Number 15.
Shrunken City. Get ready for this.
Okay.
16.
Wow. See, close.
So Shrunken City. This is about, again, 2 Canadian children.
Yep.
We watched a lot of movies that involve children.
Yeah.
A lot of movies that involve Canadians.
Problematic.
And in this one, they find an alien city that has been shrunk down into a bottle, and I do not care about anything.
Well, again, it's about those 3 seconds of awesome. Mm-hmm. And in this one, it was the evil henchmen that were like the putties from Power Rangers that kept chasing them down but could change shapes. And
well, and don't forget about the donut stealing old lady.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, forgot about her. From the police station.
Right.
Intense.
The police station, which it appears to just be an office.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right. So, like, that's right there. We're, like, very close on that.
Well, let's just put it at 16.
All right. I'm into that. Number 16, Shrunken City.
So what, per se, is your number 15?
My number 15 is Boris and Natasha the movie.
Okay. Now, see, I thought it was a little worse.
Okay.
But we're in the range.
Yeah.
Because Boris and Natasha is my 19.
You're 19. Whereas I don't think it's as bad as that.
Yep.
So this is a movie about the cartoon characters Boris and Natasha. And you might be thinking they should not be the stars of a movie. You're right.
That's right. You're right. It was bad.
It's a movie that squanders the talents of Dave Thomas and Sally Kellerman as Boris and Natasha, plus John Candy.
Right.
In what might be his worst role in movie.
But don't forget, Rocky and Bullwinkle are in the movie the whole time, and we don't know it.
That's right. Because it turns out they've been surgically altered into people.
Moose and squirrel.
Yes, your old adversaries. Surgically altered once again.
Oh, boy.
Yes, the secret agent neighbors that they don't ever remember.
Right.
But there was the bellhop from the hotel had some reoccurring spots that I really enjoyed.
Yes, he's back for the end credits.
Yes.
So
I would say that means that but Boris and Natasha should be like number 17.
I'm into it.
See, this is why I wanted to jump so we can get some action going.
You are 100% right, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So then so which way are we going with this?
So we did 15.
Yeah.
But we don't know let's say what our number 19 is. Well, I just said my 19. What's yours?
My 19 is The Wizard of Speed and Time.
Oh, interesting. I thought you liked that much more than that.
I did not.
Interesting. Is this more of the professionalism stuff?
In as much, it's less the professional stuff than he's so obnoxious. Because this is a movie that because there is some great professional stuff in there. Like the shorts and special effects sequences are tremendous to look at, but the whole movie has such a chip on its shoulder and such a grudge with the film industry and like the weird minutia of the film industry, like the unions. Like he's really mad at like the unions.
Perhaps you might be a little too close.
It's possible.
Now, see, because of all the cool stuff to look at, I gave this a higher rating.
Okay.
But not so much higher.
Okay.
It's my number 12.
Interesting. I'm trying to decide if I would rank it above Shrunken City or Boris and Natasha.
I get it.
Yeah.
To me, there was many cooler things to see in this movie than there were in either one of those.
Yeah.
I would put it at 14. But I get your point.
Yeah.
And I could also put it at 18. To me, it's in that range where it goes either way. I just think you might be too close to it.
I don't disagree.
Because all that, he's too full of himself and all that. I feel like that's a film person thing.
It's a little bit like, it is a little bit like I look at him and his like career.
Yep.
And part of it is saying, hey, be happy with what you got. Like you managed to put together some amazing stuff and have like a notable career.
Well, the stuff in that movie still amazing to look at now.
Yeah.
A lot of movies from then not amazing to look at now.
And if we were talking about those like shorts in isolation, those would be very high.
Mm-hmm.
But like then when combined with his like with his grumpiness, because it is just anger, you know.
You're calling Fabio's short scenes something good.
Wait, where did I did so if Wizard of Speed and Time was my 19. Fabio is my 18.
See?
Yeah, you're not wrong.
No, but see, I'm willing to put it at 18. I just wanted to have a little conversation about it.
I don't disagree. So I would be willing to put Wizard of Speed and Time at 15.
Ooh.
And put Fabio at 18.
Let's do it.
All right. It's happening. Because you're not wrong about any of it.
Oh, and you're not wrong about Fabio. There was some good interstitial stuff in there.
Yeah.
Because I liked watching him as a pirate in the night and all that stuff. It was funny.
And what is the stench?
Well, the tide washed her through some animal droppings. And even though she smells so bad, I couldn't leave her with the men.
So we're saying A Time for Romance, 18.
Yes.
Wizard of Speed and Time, 15.
Yes.
Now, are you comfortable saying that Fabio is worse than Boris and Natasha?
I am.
Okay. Just asking.
I am. There was some funny gags in Boris and Natasha.
Yeah, I laughed. I know you're a big fan of the Travolta cameo.
Yeah, it was great.
Is Natasha here?
Just a minute.
So let's see. So where should we go here?
We just did 19.
Yeah.
I could talk about my 18.
What's your
yours.
18?
Another Muppet puppet movie.
Yeah. Mystery Monsters. A movie from the same producers as The Shrunken City.
Yes.
So it draws immediate comparison.
Right. Had the movie not featured any of the terrible puppets, because these were worse puppets than I felt that Rollerblade was.
We're superior beings. Well, I am at any rate.
Rollerblade, he had movement in his face and all that stuff. That's a little bit more.
That's just because he's just a dime store latex puppet.
Hey man, whatever it's got to be, it's got to be. This movie, Mystery Monsters, should have been about the evil woman and that henchman.
Right, which we loved. We loved Groon and the Queen that he kept calling executive producer.
It was great.
Clear the way, lackeys. Executive producer Mara passes.
Mystery Monsters is my number 12.
So 18 to 12 again. That's not a huge difference. So that could be our number 14. I think.
I would agree with that. Because here's the thing to me, like I agree with everything that you're saying, except I don't think the puppets are that bad. I do think the movie makes a cardinal sin in that one of the puppets is just straight up a guy in makeup.
How strange. I'm actually starting to like this boy.
Yeah, yes.
Like it's like a puppet in wide shots, but then for close-ups, they just put a guy in makeup.
I forgot about that. It was like the sun in Teletubbies or whatever.
Yeah, which is super confusing. It would be like if you were watching and Kermit's, Kermit in the wide shots, but then you go to a close-up and some dude they painted green.
Yeah, Jim Henson, Green Man.
Yeah, there you go. But I also liked, I gotta get to my notes for that. I liked Jimmy, the professional kid actor.
You think old Jimmy's over the hill and you're getting yourself in line to take my place.
No, really, they just had this open casting call and my mom...
Don't give me that innocent little kid routine. I was playing an innocent little kid when you were still in diapers.
See, that's annoying kids, I got over it. When I was ranking, I was like, so many kids in these movies, ugh.
But that's a kid that I enjoyed.
Yeah, he was all right.
Yeah. But Mystery Monsters, 14, and like the big reason I like it at 14 is we mentioned Shrunken City as being from the same producers. I had more fun with Mystery Monsters than I did with Shrunken City.
You're right. You're right about that. Correct.
Have we discussed all of your like 19 to 22s?
We have not.
Okay, what do you got?
Oh no, 19 to 22, I'm done.
Okay.
Yes. I haven't. I still have some in the 15 to 19 range.
Okay. All right. Have we talked about your 18?
Yes.
Have we talked about your 17?
No.
What's your 17?
My 17.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Really? Fright Night 2.
Yep. This was an instance of I didn't know where to put it. It was definitely not my top 10. Wasn't in my bottom 10.
Okay.
Or it was close. It wasn't super far down my bottom 10. But it wasn't in the middle.
So this is the sequel to Fright Night.
Yeah.
And it's vampires. So our hero, some teen, and Roddy McDowell beat a vampire in Fright Night. In Fright Night 2, like 5 vampires show up.
Right.
And those 5 vampires are all super weird.
Yeah, too weird.
There's a crazy werewolf vampire that's played by Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite.
I don't think he likes you.
That's cool. I don't like him either.
So again, a vampire or a werewolf?
Don't know.
Yeah.
There's a roller skating cat guy vampire.
Again, problematic.
And then there's the big muscle guy from the X-Files is in it, and he likes to eat bugs.
Yeah, a lot of bugs. And he turns into bugs. Remember that?
Yeah, at the end when they kill him, he's just full of bugs.
Yeah, weird.
Now, we've been talking about 3 seconds of awesome.
Give it to me.
Let me remind you of 3 minutes of awesome.
Mm.
The bowling alley scene.
No, see, I wasn't going to say the bowling alley. I would have said the library scene.
The library, when they're fighting the Uncle Rico vampire?
Yep.
That's all right, but the bowling alley scene, when they're bowling like disembodied heads and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm out.
You're out? Well, get ready. Get ready to be upset. Fright Night Part 2 is my number 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's you know what? I'm willing to meet you halfway, but I can't go into the top 10 with it.
So where are you talking about? You're talking about 11?
Yeah.
Let's at least pencil it in.
Let's pencil it in. Again, I didn't know where to put it. It wasn't in my top 10.
And you know what? I kind of didn't know where to put it either. I was impressed by the weird vampires.
Oh.
I was impressed by the effects. But there is a lot of, it's not as good as Fright Night. There's a lot about it that's like boring and confusing too. And talking about your Thunderground idea about I wish it was about a better character.
Yep.
I mean, I would much rather just a whole movie about the weird vampires.
That's right. The woman.
Mm-hmm.
The cat vampire especially.
Yeah. That guy's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like Prince as a vampire.
Uh-huh. Looking at the list as we have it now,
Yes.
where would you be inclined to put Thunderground?
Where do you have Thunderground?
I have it at number 13.
Number 13. I have it at like 20. What's open in the bottom range?
19 through 23.
It's not that far.
Yeah.
Do we have 13 open?
We do. But what I would be willing to do is I would bump Boris and Natasha and A Time for Romance down a space and
Slide
put
it in?
Thunderground between Shrunken City and Boris and Natasha.
I think that's all right.
All right. Here it's happening.
I think that's all right. Now, you're doing that. We haven't placed, have we not placed Night of Twisters yet?
We have not.
That's got to be in that bottom range. Has to be.
I'd put it at 20.
Yes. I think we're right on the money with that one because that I just couldn't handle it. It wasn't, you know, you can't provide that lack of energy throughout a movie and survive. That's why it was in some bin that you bought it for like $2 or whatever you did.
That's fair.
Well, all of these are in that bin, but whatever.
Right. Yeah.
There's some diamonds in the rough.
Right. And we're going to be getting to those at this point next episode.
I have not said my number 16 yet.
All right, let's hear what your 16 is.
This is a recent movie in Bad Movie Brothers.
Yes. Reckless Kelly. Interesting.
Yeah, I just couldn't make. What was his name?
Yahoo Serious.
I couldn't. Yahoo sucks. More like it. Couldn't get into it fully. I'm still trying to figure out how all the island people got placed in like the brewery cave that they were put into.
Right. There's
that we never
definitely
saw.
a chunk of this movie missing.
Yeah. And thank you. I would like to see it.
Yeah. Would you though?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I think it would solve a lot of problems for me. And I wanted more animals.
Yeah.
And Agent Smith was cool, but he wasn't evil enough, and I needed more of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't know if it was being serious or funny, and the guy kept getting shot with bullets, and he was fine. I didn't
we kept comparing it to Wizard of Speed and Time at the time. I still think that's true. In that it's sort of a funny and creative movie that's bogged down by I don't know, hubris or ego or rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is a movie that's mad at like the banks and America. It is, however, a movie that gives us plenty of John Pinette.
Yeah, you're right. He answers an AK-47 telephone, which is pretty cool.
And what's the argument he has?
I can't remember.
Well, there's a pretty good shouting match.
You keep in touch.
You keep in touch. You keep in touch. You keep in touch. No! You keep in touch. Oh, I'm not gonna keep in touch, 'cause you can keep in touch.
That was a good 3 seconds. You're right.
Now, I have Reckless Kelly at number 8.
Number 8?
Number 8. Because, again, it's kind of not that bad. Like, I don't find it as bad as The Wizard of Speed and Time.
Okay.
It's sort of comparable, but I don't think it's a little bit more professionally done throughout.
See, that's part of the problem. There was so much more potential to Reckless Kelly. Like, it could have been really good.
It had and I feel the same way about The Wizard of Speed and Time, because we didn't talk about this when we were talking about it. Like, in my head, I equate The Wizard of Speed and Time to UHF.
Yeah, it's UHF-ish, but I mean, that's just one guy doing it.
Right.
And he did a pretty good job.
As is Reckless Kelly, though, to be fair.
Yahoo Serious.
I would consent to putting Reckless Kelly at 12 or 13.
Well, if you got it at 8, we should put it at 12.
All right.
There was some good stuff in it. When he's riding the motorcycle in his like armored trash can suit, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, you know. Again, John Pinette. It's all about John Pinette.
Is it Pinette or Pinette?
I believe it's Pignette, but I could be wrong.
Yet you could be.
I could. What number did you have that at?
16.
16. All right. My 16 was Shrunken City.
Okay. We figured that out.
I'm going to tell you my 14.
All right, here we go.
Rock and Roll High School Forever.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's a top 5 movie for me.
We hated that movie.
There's it has the greatest, one of the top 5 scenes we've seen in these movies.
Are you talking?
So it puts it up there.
Are you talking about the bathroom secretary?
Yeah, that's right.
Hi. We need to see Eagle Bauer as soon as possible.
Animal, vegetable, or musical? Musical.
That to me automatically lifts it up well beyond at 14.
It's certainly like bathroom secretary is a character that we immediately fell in love with.
See, it's clouding my vision of the movie.
Right. But she's in it for about 10 seconds.
It doesn't matter. It's tremendous. Tremendous.
It is a high to be sure.
It's all about moments.
It is all about but is there another moment in that movie about obnoxious kids pulling pranks at a high school with kind of rock and roll music and of course Corey Feldman?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, but again, it's about moments. You're not watching Hulk Hogan matches for all the stuff. You're watching for the leg drop, brother.
What if it was number 13?
I can't do 13.
You can't do 13.
I could do 10.
I don't know if
or
I
11.
can do 10.
Okay, we could squash something. Let's move
Fright Night and Reckless Kelly down.
Okay.
Let's make it 11.
Yep. Bathroom secretary, man.
I love Bathroom Secretary. It does not help that she doesn't have a name.
Mm-hmm. Or does it make it better?
It makes it worse.
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
We have an opportunity here. What is Bathroom Secretary's name?
Wow, you're throwing me on the spot.
I am. I'll venture Darla.
And surprising you said that because I was going to say Darlene.
Well, there you have it.
So
I'll go Darlene.
Let's just split the difference and call her Daria. How about that? Bye.
That's it.
Eric
Bad
has
Movie
walked
Brothers is over. I feel as though we have solved a mystery of the universe.
Eric has walked out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Daria.
We need to see Eagle Bauer as soon as possible.
Animal, vegetable, or musical? Musical.
Daria, yes. My 14 we talked about Night of the Warrior. We're done with that.
Okay,
Have we placed that one?
No, we haven't placed that one.
I think it needs to go towards the bottom.
I agree. Okay. Do you like Night of the Warrior more than Night of the Twisters?
Yes.
A Time for Romance?
Probably not.
So we're going to knock Night of the Twisters down to 21.
Okay.
And then Night of the Warrior is number 20.
That works.
Now, note, friends, this is going to change more yet.
Yes, it will. We're a few away from our top 10.
So here's the thing. Well, we're like at our top 10, more or less.
Yes, more or less.
Because here's what we've got from the bottom up. $25 million hockey puck. 24.
Go watch it.
Return to Boggy Creek.
Go watch it.
23 Rollerblade.
Watch it.
22, we do not have 22 assigned. 21 Night of the Twister. 20 Night of the Warrior. 19, A Time for Romance. 18, Boris and Natasha.
Yep.
17, Thunderground. 16, Shrunken City.
Yep.
15, The Wizard of Speed and Time. 14, Mystery Monsters. 13, Reckless Kelly. 12, Fright Night Part 2. 11, Rock and Roll High School Forever.
All right. And which number did we not have?
22.
So
all those could certainly be slammed down.
that's what I was going to say.
But we have yet to reconcile Karate Cop and Black Eagle.
I understand. I'm willing to work with you more on Black Eagle.
Well, let's talk Black Eagle. Let's talk Black Eagle.
I'm following your more boredom in that movie because I remember there being more boredom.
Yeah. So, do you think Black Eagle is better or worse than Shrunken City?
And where's Shrunken City?
16. But don't worry about that. Just what's your gut reaction? You've got to watch one of them all the way through at regular speed.
Ooh.
Shrunken City or Black Eagle?
I'll watch Shrunken City first.
Okay. Thunderground or Black Eagle?
I would watch Thunderground first.
Boris and Natasha or Black Eagle?
I would watch Black Eagle before I watch that again.
All right, so put a pin in that.
Mm-hmm.
A Time for Romance or Black Eagle?
Probably Black Eagle before I watch Fabio again.
You see, and I would watch Boris and Natasha or A Time for Romance before Black Eagle.
So let's split the difference.
All right, I'll agree to that. So that puts Night of the Twisters at 22.
Mm-hmm.
Night of the Warrior at 21.
Okay.
It puts A Time for Romance at 20. And it puts Black Eagle at 19.
Okay.
All right. So that means we have only the top 10 to go.
Yeah.
It also means that there will probably still be some judging.
Yes.
But that is going to do it for this episode of Bad Movie Brothers.
Of every Bad Movie Brothers.
I also do a show called Every Movie Ever.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. And I use the same tone of voice to rap them, so it's a problem.
Huh.
But that will do it for this episode of Bad Movie Brothers. Join us next time when we will finish ranking the bad movies of Bad Movie Brothers.
Goodbye.
Bye.